actually working in the oil and gas sector in the natural gas transportation company. So my job is regarding operations, but I want to enhance my skills. So I want to pursue MBA from US. I actually gave GMAT last year, and
Hmm.
I didn't score well, specifically in the verbal. I got just 28. My normal approach was like just do questions and
Yeah.
do more questions, do questions and questions. I actually completed entire OG two times
Hmm.
when I got GMAT first time, but
Hmm.
it can't work because your basics are not clear.
Yes.
For getting higher score, your basics should be clear. Just maintain error log from starting. That is very crucial part. I was not maintaining error log in starting, but after that I was starting maintaining error logs and notes. The main thing I learned that structural approach. You can use this structural approach anywhere, whenever you have any problem in life, in your job, in your normal life, in your personal life. You can go with that structural approach.
Hello, everyone. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you for joining in another debrief session of e-GMAT. Today, we have with us Pavan, who scored a 710 with a perfect Q51. So, thank you, Pavan, and thank you for joining in today.
Okay.
So,
Good evening. Good evening, Ava.
hi. So, Pavan, before we move forward, right, why don't you introduce yourself and give us little insights about your professional background and how you decided this GMAT journey?
Okay, so let me start from my professional background. So, uh, first of all, my name is Pavan Patel, and I am actually working in the oil and gas sector in the natural gas transportation company. So, my job is regarding operations, but I want to enhance my skills. So, I want to pursue MBA from USA. So, I started thinking about my GMAT. I actually gave GMAT last year, and I
Hmm.
didn't score well, specifically in the verbal. I got just 28.
Hmm.
So this time I have to do something better, and for that I asked my friend of one friend of my friend who actually got 710, and he suggested e-GMAT. So
Okay.
after that I searched it on GMAT Club, and I found very nice reviews. Before I was firstly I was very skeptical that someone can
Hmm.
improve my GMAT score, because my verbal is bad from starting, because I did my schooling in the non-English medium school. So I was
Yeah.
not used to English, but
Hmm.
somehow somehow I get verbal 34. So it is very
Yes.
nice.
Yes. And I completely agree, Pavan, for someone who has done their schooling in non-English medium, like non-native speaker, it does get challenging, specifically verbal, right?
Yeah.
So when you got on
Yes.
the platform, like you took the subscription, what was the first thing that you do? How did you follow through the course?
Firstly, I don't know his name, but someone called me, and we had the video session, and he explained me how to use the e-GMAT, actually entire program,
Hmm.
how to firstly I gave the Sigma X mock.
Yeah.
I got 640 in the first Sigma X mock,
Mm-hmm.
and then my entire schedule was planned by e-GMAT,
Hmm.
and then after that you were my mentor, and
Hmm.
you told me what to do next, and I followed it.
Yes. So, let's talk about the V28, right? Because it's crucial for us to understand what changed, right? Because there will be a lot of people in a similar position. So, what really changed, be it method wise or understanding wise, right? That actually helped you to improve verbal. So, what we can do is let's break it up. We will start slowly by each of the subsections. Okay, so what was your normal approach in SE? Like, because you've taken GMAT before as well, right? So what?
Actually, yeah, my normal approach was like just do questions and
Yeah.
do more questions, do questions and questions. I actually completed entire OG two times
Hmm.
when I got GMAT first time. but
Mm-hmm.
it can't work because your basics are not clear.
Yes.
For getting higher score, your basics should be clear. Like
Mm-hmm.
in SC, you have to clear your grammar, you have to clear that your time limits. You have to be certain about your time limits to
Mm-hmm.
answer the question. So that things were not clear for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just do questions and answer, questions and answer. I never thought about what problems were there.
Yep.
So that was very bad approach.
Yep, yep, yep. So, what you're trying to say basically is that, the brute force approach really did not work out for you.
Mm,
You had to go with something different, right?
exactly.
You
Yeah.
had to go with a structured approach, right? So this time you did the course, and since I was working with you, I know that you did the course, then you moved to cementing stages as well, right? Now,
Yeah.
how crucial it is, these cementing stages that we talk about, and did that really help you to understand your weak areas and work on them?
Yes, absolutely. Because when I was doing the first modules of SC, it was like a theoretical part. You are just learning what are the basic concepts, and after
Mm,
learning basic concepts, how can I get idea that I actually learned those concepts? That was the
mm,
cementing part. In
mm,
cementing part, I was like have to complete total questions or complete quizzes in the limited time period. So
mm,
that was something I have to learn more. So
mm.
that was that was
Okay, okay. And what about CR and RC, Pavan? Because, many people are scared of RC specifically, right? When especially you are a non-native
yes.
speaker, you might have that fear that it's going to take me a lot of time, right? Just to read the passage and
Yeah.
go, right? So what was your approach in CR and RC respectively? How did you tackle the questions?
In CR actually, CR was like I have to understand all the parts of the entire passage.
Hmm.
In CR, it was a structural approach which was taught by e-GMAT that you
Pre-thinking
have to
approach.
understand, yeah, pre-thinking. You have to understand all the parts of the entire passage, like what is the
Hmm.
premise, what is the conclusion, what is the counter premise, all the stuff. If you
Mm-hmm.
understand those things, you can answer your CRR question very well. So that was
Hmm.
a very easy approach, but you have to use to it.
Hmm.
In RC, actually, I was not very good at RC, but
Mm-hmm.
in RC, I my approach was like understand the main idea. Firstly, understand the main idea of the passage because main idea gives you entire what passage want to say. It gives you entire idea about the passage. So
Hmm.
if you understand the main idea, you can understand the passage, and when you understand the passage, you can answer all the questions easily.
Yes, yes. So, timing wise, initially you had a bit of a struggle, right?
Yeah.
Even when you did things, you have done the stage one, the stage two, but still, timing was bit of an issue, right? So, and this is a very common problem, right? Because how to improve your timing and work on it. So, what made you reduce your timing gradually? What did you do to actually get to the right timings?
The practice sessions were
Hmm.
for that. I did a lot of practice, and you made me practice those things. So
Yes.
actually, practice sessions are very good to reduce your timing. You have to understand without watching to the clock that you are
Hmm.
doing this question in certain time. So
Mm-hmm.
that only comes after the practice, and yes, timing issue was resolved by the practice.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, without watching the clock, right? Because most of us, while giving the quizzes, our eyes are
Yeah.
on the clock. So you mean it has to be such that, without looking at the clock itself, your timing becomes perfect, right? Like SCCR, you're able to solve within the time.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And how did you
Yes.
maintain, your notes part? Because, verbal has a lot of information, right? Someone who is a
Yes.
non-native speaker, especially, it can be very overwhelming also, right?
Yeah.
There are so many concepts, there are so many rules, there's a approach that you're learning, everything is new, right? So what was your mechanism of revision? Did you maintain error logs? Did you maintain notes while you're moving forward? And how often did you revise, to stay in touch?
Yeah. The major issue was in SC for me because
Hmm.
SC has a lot of concepts, a lot of grammatical rules which I never learned before.
Hmm.
So that was very new for me.
Hmm.
So I maintained a perfect notes for the grammar, uh, and whenever I encounter new type of question or new type of rule, I write in the notes.
Hmm.
I just do that.
Hmm.
I was not like that is the structured note, but I just do like we do in error log that if we got one question wrong, we write what was wrong in that question. But I was
Yes.
writing that in notes
Hmm.
and in physical notes. So that
Hmm.
was handy when you are before the time when you are giving the exam. So
Hmm.
you just have to read that 10 to 12 pages that what you did wrong or what was the new concept.
Hmm.
So that was helping me a lot while revise.
Got it.
In RC, actually there were no notes, but you
Hmm.
have to do practice. There are
Hmm.
no major concepts. And in CR, there were major some concepts, but they were very less. So it was managed by notes
Manage
easily.
managed by notes itself, right? Okay, okay. And once you were done, because I remember that you had done certain amount of the course, and then you reached out to us, right? And we looked into your data. We worked on hyper specific plans, such as topic wise plan, to eliminate the major things,
Yeah.
right? And that was
Yes.
something I believe that really was a game changer for you, because it started giving you also to a certain level of confidence, right? Because in verbal you were a little bit always doubtful about your
Yes.
performance, right? So when you talk about these test readiness,
Yeah.
mixed quizzes, what are the crucial things that one must keep in mind while doing these mixed quizzes? How do you manage your timing? What are the test taking skills that you used to apply every time?
In mixed quizzes, in simple quizzes, it is very simple. You have to divide, if you are doing essay question, you have to divide your timing by dividing by number of questions. Just you have to complete one essay
Hmm.
question in 1.5 minutes. But while solving mixed quizzes, it was uh, somewhat difficult because
Hmm.
when you are doing mixed quizzes, you don't know which question will come next. So
Exactly,
you are actually
exactly.
not ready to, yeah, you are actually not ready to do
Yeah.
that kind of question. You are doing SC and suddenly
Hmm.
the question of RC came, and RC question take a lot of time. Like for reading, you have to invest 4 to 5 minutes, and in SC question you have to
Hmm.
just invest 1.5 minutes. So it was
Yep.
quite challenging, but that also can be done by practice only. If you do a
Hmm.
lot of practice, you will get used to it,
Hmm.
and it will not be a problem.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Now, in quants, the interesting part is that you were already at a Q50, right? And still there
Yeah.
and that's a great score, right? For sure, right? For someone who is targeting a 710, your main idea was verbal improvement, but still there were subsections that you did, modules that you did from the quants, right? So what was the main agenda that you had back then, and how did you go about deciding which modules to do? Was it based upon your weak areas that you went, and did it pace enable?
Yeah, I did it pace and build because pace was very good thing because you have
Hmm.
to just identify your qualities in the particular topic. You
Yeah.
just have to yes, in the pace you just have to give first quiz, and on that quiz the system automatically decide that what topics you have to do next.
Yep.
So it is actually it is actually very what can I say,
Effective. It
taking
was.
very much, yeah, effective. It was taking very less time, and it
Yep.
was just strengthening the topics which I already knew. So it
Yep.
was like I did my quant in very rapid mode. So
Mm-hmm.
I had very more time in improving my verbal.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
pace is very nice thing.
Yeah, and I think it really worked out for you because you know that Q50 and 51 makes a difference, right? And in your
Yes,
case, that Q51, there's nothing better than a Q51, to be honest, right? And someone
yes,
who is at a Q50, they should definitely go for a Q51, right? Now, before we talk
sure.
about, Pavan, the do's, right? What you should do in your preparation, right? Now, I know that, your journey was also, it had its ups and downs, right? It was a journey, right? So what were the don'ts? What would you recommend other people to be careful about and not to do, like some mistakes that you did and you feel that you could have just avoided and maybe saved some time.
Uh, just maintain error log from starting. That is very crucial part. I was not maintaining error log in starting, but after that I was starting maintaining error logs and notes. That are
Hmm.
very important because people in laziness don't make error logs because error
Hmm.
logs require somewhat time investment. So that
Hmm.
is very crucial. Another thing is that just don't do questions. Focus on your weak areas and
Yep.
improve your weak areas, not your strong areas. Strong areas are already strong, so
Yes.
don't focus much on that and just focus on your weak areas. And your weak area, and you will find your weak areas just by doing that error logs. Error logs gives you the base idea that which are your weak areas. So
Hmm.
do that and don't be in stress because stress takes all the thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, when you were in the final stages, right? In your case, the test was already booked, right? You were in the final stages. You were sure that, you want to give the test on that date,
Yeah.
and right? You were very sure about that. And your stats also were showing that you're almost ready, right? And then we
Yeah.
moved to the mock phase, right? So, how many mocks did you do? And what was your mock strategy? Like, which section did you start with, and why did you do that? And how did you manage your time across the blocks? Is something that I'm sure people would, really learn from.
Actually, I did four Sigma X mock
Hmm.
after my preparation and two official GMAT mocks.
Hmm.
Uh, Actually, I scored 710 in all the mocks
Yes.
and 710 in all the mocks, and that was my score in the actual GMAT. So I can say Sigma X mock are very accurate because that was
Hmm.
the clear reflection of your GMAT exam. Uh,
Hmm.
my strategy was I was first doing verbal, then after that I was doing quant, and after that integrated reasoning and AW. Uh, my approach of doing verbal first was like I have to complete my weak area first, and then I can attempt all the other sections peacefully. So that was my approach. I was used to that approach, so I
Hmm.
keep that approach in my actual GMAT also. That will that was I did.
Got it. Got it. And what about, because when we talk about mocks, right, there are two things that can get you success. That is, one is mindset and a combination of ability, right? How you are taking
Yeah.
the mocks, in which mindset, right? So why don't you share some insights on that? How would you make sure that, you are calm, and would you do something extra, right? Because I know that each of the mock can be very intensive, and sometimes
Yes.
people have good stats, good accuracy, but once they come to mocks, it does not go as planned, right? So what
Yeah.
did you do something around that aspect as well?
Uh, I try to keep mock on my weekends basically because on weekends
Hmm.
I have week offs.
Hmm.
Whenever I get 2 week offs, because on first week off I just calm my mind because I had very tedious job.
Hmm.
Actually, I currently have very tedious job. I have to work for 11 to 12 hours a day, so that
Hmm.
was very tedious. I have to travel a lot and all the kind of stuff. So I just calm my mind for 1 day, and on another day I give walks. if people don't have this kind of job and this kind of schedules, they can give mock on Sundays or on holidays, because on
Yes.
holiday you have not a lot of thing to do. Just don't give mocks on the regular working day, because on regular working day your mind everything can be in your mind, a job stress, or a traveling stress, anything.
Hmm.
So just calm your mind for some time and then give mock.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just did that.
Yeah, I think this works because when we also suggest students, we always say that give it in the right mindset, give it when you
Yeah,
are really calm, right? Because any stress, like you said, any stress can actually sometimes just indirectly come into the exam, right?
exactly.
Unconsciously, it can come into your results, and that can be demotivating, right? So let's talk about the test date now, right? So why don't you share your test day experience? How did that go? And while giving the test, did you get a hint that you are going to get to your target score of 710, or what was the feeling while you were
Yes,
giving the test?
actually, I got hint
Yes.
because starting was very normal. I went to the test center around half hour ago.
Hmm.
I had my passport with me. All the ID check was done, completed. I was allotted the computer. I started by verbal section. My
Hmm.
verbal section was going just as my verbal section was going in the morning. So
Okay.
I actually got in that I will get the same score in the actual GMAT as I was getting in the mock test.
Hmm.
So that was the first hint.
Hmm.
Um, so my verbal was completed in timely manner, and after that I was actually stress free, because my verbal section went like I was giving a mock test, so I was not in stress, and so that my quant was very good. Quant went very good,
Hmm.
and I got Q51.
Yep. Yep.
So
So
that
what was
that
your
was
reaction? Because I know seeing a score on the mocks is different because you know that you have to give more, or you're still away from your test. But how was your feeling when you saw that 710 on the result? How was that feeling like?
actually I was very indifferent, because I was getting the same score in the mocks.
Yeah.
I was thinking that mocks are very tough and not at the accurate level of GMAT.
Mm,
So I gave some mocks last year, and they were very tough. And you get very less score in the mock, and you get very high score more than the mock in the GMAT. But
mm,
Sigma X mock were very accurate, and I got the same score. So
mm.
I was very indifferent that I got the enough score I wanted. I was getting this much score. This is my knowledge level and this is my skill level. So it is very good. Okay. Then yes, that's it.
Yes, yes. So, what plans now, Pavan? Because I know now you have a score, right? So, have you started applying in the colleges?
Yeah.
Have you started with the process, or you would be taking some time and then maybe
Yeah,
starting?
no, I started with the process. I started making my resume and all the stuff.
Mm.
Actually, I'm giving TOEFL in this week.
Yep.
So I'm actually preparing for TOEFL right now. And after that, I will completely immerse myself in the admission process. And that's it.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. I think you are all ready now. And once that TOEFL score is also there, you can just start applying,
Yeah,
right? Because GMAT is always just that one
yeah,
part of the preparation, right? You have a score, now it's about
exactly.
going and applying, right? So, what would be the few
Exactly.
things that, Pavan, that you would like to summarize your journey with? Something that, that you learned in your GMAT journey, but you feel that you can use it in your normal life as well. Something that you can suggest others also, like GMAT test takers who are just starting off.
The main thing I learned that structural approach.
Mm,
You can use this structural approach anywhere, whenever you have any problem in life, in your job, in your normal life, in your personal life. You can go with that structural approach. That
yep.
always works, because you know what are your weakness, or what is the weakness of the system or anything. And
Mm,
if you just pick the weakness and improve it, you will get good results.
yep. Yep. I think that's very well said, because the whole crux is that how you move forward, right? Because
Exactly.
there's so much information out there on the net, right? Even when you start with e-GMAT, why we so focus on structured approaches, so that you have a direction and you don't feel lost. You know that, okay,
Exactly.
I do stage 1, then you have to do stage 2, stage 3 mocks, right? So that's the whole intention. And I like it that you said that, if you have a problem normally also, this helps you to break down and get to a solution, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it was lovely chatting with you, Pavan, and thank you for taking out the time and sharing your insights, because I'm sure whatever we have spoken today would really help a lot of students out there. So thank you for taking out the time, Pavan.
Thank you.